Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And you're with me, Mike Spider Slayer. And guys, welcome to another, part of Flashpoint Flashback. That's right, where me, Mike Spider Slayer, goes and flashes back to the time of Flashpoint. That's right, the event that changed the DC universe into the New 52. And not only will I be reviewing the Flashpoint main story, I will be reviewing all the mini stories as well. As you can see in the background here, I already have the World of Flashpoint featuring the Flash. It's got a whole bunch of stories in there, and I'll be getting the other books as well. Last time we talked about issue number 1, and this time we're going to be talking about Flashpoint issue number 2. That's right. This is based off of the trade, and what made me trigger this whole event was because I recently just saw the movie, and I wanted to compare everything. So here we go. Flashpoint issue number 2, obviously written by Jeff Johns. Andy Kubert does the artwork, and the artwork is awesome in here. And in our last issue, we wound up leaving off where Barry Allen wound up meeting with Thomas Wayne, and he realized that Bruce is no longer around, or that his reality is changing. So in the opening panels of this issue, which is well done here, we have Deathstroke traveling on his boat or whatnot, and they wind up sailing into Paris, and he winds up that they go, oh, we sailed too far, because what happens is he comes across, yes, that is right, Aquaman. And let's just say Aquaman, I know based off of the movie, is a freaking badass, and he looks like a just as much badass in this series as well. And let's just say that he says, hey, no survivors, and he basically kills Deathstroke right off the bat. Now, the only disappointment I have with this is, like, I saw the movie first and I saw how violent the movie was. And in this particular, in the comic book series, I'm not seeing, of course, nearly that gore, but the story is still obviously real, right here. Um, and some of the wordings and some of the sentences are straight out of the movie, because I remember listening to the movie or watching the movie and reading this book, and it's almost like word for word in certain parts of the story. But anyway, Thomas Wayne, or Batman, in this timeline is breaking Barry's hands because he doesn't believe who he is. Barry keeps saying, "Oh, I'm the Flash," but I don't exist in this universe. And as Thomas Wayne is sitting there beating up Barry, all of a sudden he's getting memories in this Earth. This Earth is real. He realizes that he's not in a mirror world. He realizes that he's in this Earth, and you can see that here. And he winds up convincing Bruce that, oh my God, this happened last year with the Atlanteans, and this happened last year with the Amazons. And and he's just like, wow, well, that's the first logical thing you said all day. And then all of a sudden, Barry's just like, let me prove it to you. Got my ring. It's like, it's got my costume in here. And we find out that the person behind this whole thing is Reverse Flash, and how he's changed things and made things all different. So Barry winds up convincing uh, Thomas Wayne, or Batman, that, you know what, I can change all this. I can go back, and I can go back to the time where your son is alive. And Thomas is like, really? He's like, you could really do that? And he's just like, oh yeah. So they wind up having this long conversation here, and he's like, okay. And as the issue goes along, we have a little run-in between Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, which was pretty awesome here. She winds up lassoing him and getting the truth from him, and he's really strong-willed because he wasn't able to give up any intel. But we find out Lois Lane has been gathering lots of information about the Amazons. And towards the end of the issue, excuse me, towards the end of the issue, we find out that Barry somehow has to get his powers back. So he has to reenact the accident that happened to him in the past. So we can see that they're gathering an electric chair, and let's just say that a storm is brewing, and it seems like things go very, very wrong, and we wind up ending up like this. Sorry for the glare. Uh, Burnt to a crisp. The guy is like bacon. And that ends issue number 2 of Flashpoint. After reading this, I was just like, whoa, man, this is pretty cool. Again, I know what to expect because I saw the movie, but I was just like, I can only imagine if you were getting thrusted into this different timeline and you did not know what was going on. So if you put yourself in Barry's shoes and you have to convince all your friends that there's another world and that there's another reality, it's a tough thing to achieve here. And everything that has to happen to make this mission successful, it's a long shot. But this book is just so well written, and it's a pleasure to look at. It's interesting to see how the Atlanteans and the Amazons, uh, you know, try to work out their differences, but obviously they don't. And it's just a really interesting book, and it's going to be great to finish reading these last 3 parts to see how the comic form actually ends up. And then I'll go into all those miniseries. But this was a great read. It was fun. I give it, I don't know, I think I give it like a 4.5 out of 5 if I got to give it a rating. Um, it's just, it's hard to believe that, Barry Allen can convince Batman, but whenever you got to throw your son involved in there, I think you'll go to great lengths uh, to achieve your son to come back to life. So I think that's pretty brilliantly done. So yeah, again, I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Not much action in this issue, a lot of setup, but great story, and I can't wait to read issues 3, 4, and 5. So guys, I hope you enjoyed issue 2 of Flashpoint, and this is Mike Spider Slayer saying thank you for watching Comic Book Corner, and guys, until the next comic book review, thanks for watching Flashpoint Flashback, and guys, I'll see you in the next comic book review. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0.